This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Coming up, a parent shares her story about remote learning in the Hazleton Area School District and why she would like her child back in the classroom. Hello everyone, and thank you for watching. I'm Ken Carr with your local information. In today's news feature, our Janine Lassant speaks with a parent who's a part of the Facebook group Get Our Kids Back in School that addresses concerns some people have about the Hazleton Area School District.
The Hazleton Area School District is supposed to go back into the classroom in-person learning, and that should be happening in April. But parents are concerned about the deadline of when this is going to happen. So we decided to reach out to a group that is vocal on Facebook. It's called Get Our Kids Back in School. And one of the parents on that page is joining us now, and that is Sandy Amendola. So Sandy, thanks for joining us here on SSPTV News. So let's get into it. Let's talk about, your frustrations. I know you said you have a daughter who's 12 years old, sixth grader in the Hazleton Area School District, been learning from home probably since last March.
She had a very brief period of time. She's special needs, so they were allowed to come back briefly for a few weeks in the fall, but then that was canceled again around the holidays. And I have a big concern with the special needs community and how this is affecting them in particular, because these children aren't getting the education that's afforded to them legally under the idea and all their programming. They can't learn social skills on a computer. They need to be around other students. And I have issues and concerns with the fact that we have sports teams that are still active, still playing. And if there's a 9-person basketball team that can travel and play, why can my child not be in a classroom with 6 other students?
So when I spoke with the superintendent, I was assured that March 15th, the staff was returning to the school, and then April 12th, they would begin returning students. I know that the district has stated that the special needs community, that they would be one of their priorities with bringing back students. I know that they were in school for several weeks, but I'm sure as a parent, home working for all these months, it's been a strain on you and the family.
Absolutely. My husband is an essential worker. He works in the power plant, so he's been working the entire time. I run my own business out of my house, and it's very difficult because I've had to shift to working nights because I have to be able to keep her on the computer, and she doesn't want to be there. So I literally have to give up my day to sit beside her and make sure she's sitting in front of a camera for her classes from 9 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon.
Now, were there any other options, or were there any other ways for you to reach out to the district to get assistance either at the house or through technology?
We fall into a very narrow category where she is not severe enough to warrant like a TSS in the home. So we don't get assistance that way because she doesn't require that, but she's also too far on the spectrum to be able to attend like a private school like her brother. And we did contact the LIU and ask them if we had any options, and the option we were given was move to a new school district.
Have you learned or heard from any of your other friends or parents about any other concerns that they will be addressing to the board?
I do know there is a lot of concern in the community about the fact that they're stating that there won't be any transportation when school does return. And that does not particularly affect me because we have private transportation, but that is a huge factor. I know there's several families who won't be returning just because they can't get their kids to school in the morning or pick them up in the afternoons.
So it's my understanding, again, speaking with authorities, that The students will be going back to school in April, mid-April. They do have a choice. Kids could stay home this year, but then they are preparing, if you're looking at the silver lining, that kids will all be going back into the classroom, fingers crossed, at the beginning of another school year. Does that give you some relief?
It gives me a little bit of hope. I don't know about relief just yet.
Well, we'll keep our eye on this. Hopefully we'll have kids back in the classroom by mid-April. And again, we'll keep our eye on get our kids back in school. I know there's a lot of information with parents there, specific information. I know that the school board is aware of those concerns, and hopefully we can come up with some solutions to get kids back into the classroom in person. Sandy, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Today's news feature is brought to you by Feisner's Ford in Freeland, who is celebrating 75 years in business. Give them a call at 570-636-3920, or you can log on to feisnersford.com.
Thank you, Janine. And before we get to weather, we have a few more primary election announcements to tell you about. Both Jim Perry and Tony Colombo will be running for a re-election for Hazleton City Council. They are seen here with fellow council member Lauren Sacco. Also, Amilcar Arroyo has announced that he is running for a seat on the Hazleton Area School Board.
Time now for weather on SSPTV News.
Here's our forecast from the National Weather Service. On Thursday, it's mostly sunny with a high near 35 degrees. Wind gusts as high as 21 miles per hour. Thursday night is partly cloudy with a low around 20 degrees. Friday is sunny with a high in the 30s. Friday night, a chance of snow showers, partly cloudy with a low in the 20s. Saturday, snow showers likely, mixing with rain and then gradually ending, cloudy with a high near 40 degrees. Saturday night is mostly cloudy with a low around 30 degrees. Sunday is cloudy with a high in the 40s. And Sunday night, a chance of rain and snow showers. It will be cloudy with a low in the 30s. Tuesday was a big night for local girls basketball. Yep, you guessed it. It's time for the SSPTV Standard Speaker Scoreboard. Jim Thorpe and North Schuylkill are moving on to the Schuylkill League Championship game on Friday. The two teams split their regular season series and finished tied for the Division I title. Jim Thorpe beat Division III champion Monterey Area in the semifinals, and North Schuylkill beat Division II champ Minersville. In a key Wyoming Valley Conference Division I game, Berwick beat Hazleton Area. The Lady Bulldogs scored at the buzzer for a 42-38 win. With the victory, Berwick is now 8-2 in the league, and Hazleton Area is 7-2. Berwick and Hazleton will play again on Friday in Berwick. Next, we have a story about an upcoming telethon for the American Red Cross. We'll tell you about how they help out the community and how you can help them. In sports, we talk local racing with motorsport journalist Dino Alberto in his Keeping Track segment.
SSPTV News would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Doris J. Anthony, age 87, of Freeland, who passed away on February 17th. The service will be held on Saturday at 11 a.m. at the McEwell Funeral Home. Friends may call Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. at the funeral home. Irene Y. Chiniwa, age 93, of West Hazleton. Services will be private under the Hillary J. Bonham Funeral Home. Jacqueline Grace, services were held this morning under the Fierro Funeral Home. Eleanor Lucille Martinek, age 89, of Hazel Township. The Frank J. Bonham Funeral Home will announce the arrangements. Grace R. Soltis, age 90, of Freeland. Services were held this morning under the McNulty Funeral Home. And Jan Ann Weaver, age 66, of West Hazleton. Services will be held at a later date under the Frank J. Bonham Funeral Home. Today's social and obituary report is brought to you by Harmon Funeral Homes and Crematory. Call 570-788-0977 or go to harmonfuneral.com.